Good morning and welcome back to Questioning Sense with me, Matt. Hope you guys are well, all is fine here. I have a very rare day off, so I'm using it wisely and making a video. Okay, so cut straight to the chase. Today we are here to talk about this one from Hermès, which is H24. Now, I haven't watched any reviews on this. Obviously, I've read up a little on it. I didn't particularly want to be influenced by anybody else's opinion because this is a really sort of highly anticipated fragrance. It's an interesting one. It's the first masculine release from Hermès in about 15 years. Obviously, Hermès has Terre d'Hermès, which is kind of like this all-conquering, fantastic fragrance that's incredibly well loved and it's incredibly popular. It's, one that's out there. It's been out there for a long time and it has a lot of very passionate fans. It is a great perfume. It's one that I've spoken about on a few occasions because it doesn't actually work on me, but I certainly appreciate the brilliance of it. So I was intrigued. Obviously Terre d'Hermès doesn't work for me, so I was hoping the new one would. And then, reading up on H24, which is apparently named after the address of its iconic old flagship store. So that's why it's called H24 or H24. When I was reading up about it, it's by Christine Nagel, and she's obviously a legend. She's worked with Atkinson, Zara, Cartier, Chopard, Dior, Dolce & Gabbana, Armani, Givenchy, Guerlain, obviously Hermès, Jo Malone. A real major player in the world of noses, shall we say. So, a safe pair of hands perhaps, but certainly one with a ton of experience and some fantastic perfumes under her belt. So obviously, she's the Hermès in-house perfumer, and they've trusted her to make something really original, and it is an original perfume. I also read that it uses a lot of molecular perfumery, which is kind of my thing, so I was hoping maybe it was going to smell like one of, or in the same world as Geseshern's, Molecule series or something like that, or maybe even a touch of the Gaultieri genius would creep into this perfume. So I was very, very excited to try it. I had sprayed it on paper in Harrods, and I'd done the same thing again in Selfridges, but I hadn't worn it on skin. So it was a bit of a blind buy. And I grabbed this one I was working in the area, and I grabbed it from, I think it was House of Fraser. And this is a 50ml bottle. It cost in the store £60 or £61, but it can be had online for around the £50 mark for a 50ml, which is a great price. The presentation is absolutely stunning. This is such a beautiful bottle. I mean, it gets very fingerprinty, but it's a modern, sleek, clean design, which kind of suits the perfume. The box it comes in is a box. Let's have a look at that. There you go. That's how it came. I like the colouring. It's a box. I don't really care for boxes. I don't wear them, and as soon as I get them, I generally bin them because I don't really sell on fragrances. So what we'll do is I'm gonna spray it again now, and then we'll go through the notes, and then we'll talk about it because it's a very interesting concept and a perfume that does need quite a lot of talk. So this may turn into quite a long review, so I do apologise for that in advance. But if you're interested, stick around and we'll go through it, and then we'll look at where it's going to be good to wear, who can wear it, and all the usual sort of malarkey. Okay, so we'll give it a quick spray now. And I will just say, this has got to have one of the best atomizers I've ever come across in a perfume. It chucks out such a fine, direct mist, but it really leaps out at it, and it chucks an awful lot of it out. So this is a 50ml, and you can see how much I've got through because I've become quite obsessed with this perfume for a number of reasons. So that's it on skin. We'll give that a second to calm down, and then we'll just have a quick look at the notes. So on the top, you have clary sage, you have metallic notes, you have narcissus, and you have palisander rosewood on the base. So that's all they're declaring here. It's quite aldehyde-y, but it's really unique, and it's rather lovely. A lot of talk that I've read seems to be about this metallic note, and it is there, and that's created by something called sclarine, which is a molecule that's been extracted from the narcissus, and it's been bent around and mucked about with. Now, Christine Nagel's background is in chemistry before perfumery, so she knows what she's doing with this kind of molecular perfume. And it is a really interesting note. The sclarine is described as having the smell of a hot iron on damp cloth. So it's clean, it's fresh, and it's metallic, which is kind of how the perfume plays out. You have this, it's very green, and it does smell like a green fragrance, but it is kind of aromatic. There's a herbaceous or a herbal note to the perfume, and then it's incredibly fresh, it's incredibly masculine, and it has this kind of woodsy dry down, but it's not overly woody, it's not overly anything, and I think that may be the problem with it. I think Hermès have to play it safe to a degree, because you know, when you have a huge brand like Hermès, when they release a fragrance, they are relying on it to do well. They're relying on it to, you know, be financially successful. They've obviously chucked a lot of money in the development of this perfume. It's one that, you know, from the beautiful bottle to the perfume inside, there's been an awful lot of thought and an awful lot of research gone into the perfume. So I'd imagine the development of that is quite expensive, and they're going to need it to be a success. You know, if you're releasing one perfume every 15 years or so, you know, it says a lot about the confidence you have in the product. Terre d'Hermès has been a massive success. It's often copied. It's you know, really, really popular. I don't think this is going to do the same. I'll be honest with you. I really, really want this to work, because if Hermès makes a unique and different perfume like this, and it does really, really well, it hits the stores and it flies off the shelves, other houses will take note of that. And then maybe it will start a trend where other houses will start releasing perfumes that are a bit more unique, a bit more different. You know, we often, especially people like me, we try and find yourself delving into the niche world because it's a little bit more exciting than sort of staid, predictable designer fragrances. And I'm really, really hoping that Hermès were going to do something quite outlandish. It would be a massive success, and then all the houses would follow suit, making these crazy and outlandish perfumes. And that's not what I think is actually going to happen here. This H24 is not a bad perfume at all. It's a very, very good perfume, but Hermès had the opportunity at this moment when they released this perfume to really, really push the boundaries, to really kick a ball as far as they could and see where it went. But they haven't. They've played it safe. They've made a very nice smelling masculine perfume that is completely easy to wear. Now, if you're watching this video, the chances are you're a major frag head and you've got a big collection of perfumes and you know a lot about perfumery, because that's why you're, you know, expanding your knowledge by watching people like me, and you want to get some background on the perfume before you buy it. I don't know if this perfume is designed for people like us. This is a perfume for people in a huge department store to spray on a piece of paper when they're looking for a new fragrance and think, oh, that smells nice, I quite like that. It's a bit different, it's a bit unique to Sauvage or, you know, some of the other designer perfumes that are out there at the moment. And if they're trying to do that with H24, they've succeeded, because it doesn't smell anything like anything that you're going to find a sales assistant spraying at you as you walk through a store. It is unique in that respect, which is great. But if you've got a large collection of perfumes and you're looking for something that's going to be completely off the wall, it's not going to be this one. All right, this is actually safe. It uses, you know, molecular perfumery. It's modern. It's a little tiny bit edgy. On paper, it's everything I would like in a perfume. It just falls a little flat. It's too safe for me. I've worn it to work, which is obviously what this is designed for. I think this is meant to be a signature scent for someone in an office perhaps, a professional, or someone who wants to be clean and fresh. It does do that, and I thought it would do that for me too, so I kind of picked it as a work fragrance. Now, I've worn it to work 3 times so far, and unfortunately it's not one that I'm going to be able to wear for work. And the problem we have with it is performance. It smells fantastic, and for the first hour or so I'm thinking, yeah, this is easily going to be a new signature scent for work. It's nice, it's clean, it's fresh, it's a little bit interesting, but it drops off really, really quickly, and after about an hour it's a skin scent. After 3 hours it's a skin scent that I'm looking for. And I really hope that if they were using this sort of molecular style perfumery, it will be airy, it will be a bit zany, it will be something like Fantomas, which has huge sillage and all that sort of stuff, or maybe it will be something like Sun Soaked, which is, you know, exciting and clean and fresh and all that. And it's not. It just sits so close to your skin. I really struggle to find it. And that really, really frustrates the hell out of me, because, you know, as I've mentioned many times, when I'm at work, I like to work in a bubble. I work on my own most of the time. I'm outdoors, so I can wear strong fragrances without choking anybody out and all the rest of it. And this just does not have the legs to get me through a work shift. So where am I going to wear it? And the problem I've got is this is going to be another fragrance I've got that's perfect for a couple of hours down the pub. I've literally got 100 fragrances that I can do that with, that are most of them a little bit more exciting than H24 or H24, and I'm so frustrated by this perfume. It's a lovely, lovely smell, but it just does not go anywhere. It's linear, so you have this as I say, this aromatic green, slightly metallic opening, then it does do something quite weird. I get a really interesting smell after about half an hour, which I wasn't expecting. It's almost like a cross between a fresh or underripe green banana and cucumber together, and I don't know where that comes from. It must be the narcissus working with the rosewood as the rosewood comes in. I think that gives this kind of almost fruity like accord. I don't know whether it's meant to be there or if it's just me that's picking up on it, but it's nice and it's good, and I love that freshness, and you kind of think, excellent, this is going to be really, really good, and then it just sort of trails off and sits close to your skin, and that's it. And it's so annoying me that it does this. I really wanted something bigger, something more exciting and something more interesting, and this just does not do it. It's a lovely perfume though, and this is the problem with this perfume. It's not a negative review that I'm giving it, but it's not a positive one either. I really want to say this is going to be awesome, it's going to create cult status, it's going to be an underground hit that's going to grow into a massive one. I don't know if it will. I really hope it does, but I think the more people that are into perfume wear this, they're not going to be that blown away by it. But maybe, and this is, you know, my hopes for the perfume, those of us that aren't that fussed about perfume will smell this and think, that's nice, I'll have that. And that's maybe where the perfume will succeed. I don't know. I think, in summary, Hermès have made a masculine perfume that anyone can wear. Young people can wear it, old people can wear it perfectly well. You know, your thrusters will enjoy it. And your more mature fragrance enthusiasts will like the smell. A lot of fuss has been made about this metallic note. It's not that dramatic, in all honesty. If people are really hooked up, you know, I don't know, if they're really struggling with it, then they're probably going to struggle with about, I don't know, 95% of the perfumes that I own and love, because it's not particularly dramatic, it's not shocking, it's not... It should be there, you know. It's this clean, laundry, fresh green fragrance with a slight metallic twinge to it. It's about as exciting as it gets. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing, there's nothing radical. There's nothing challenging. And it's nice, but I don't know. It's underpowered, and it's a little too linear for me. This interesting cucumbery, banana-y note is fantastic. But you had, you know, one of the sort of most famous noses in the industry with a background in chemistry who's been let to, you know, run riot and create a fantastic perfume, and what we've got is a really safe perfume. It's a nice perfume, but it could have been so much more, in my personal opinion. I think everybody should try it, because, you know, maybe it works better for you than it does for me, and maybe, you know, it's a perfume you're going to love, but I can't knock the perfume in terms of quality. I just wish it lasted longer on my skin. Maybe it will on yours. So if you have tried it, let me know. And if you haven't tried it, please do, because I think it's, I don't know, it could be something amazing, and it may be really amazing for you, and I really hope it is. Maybe it's just my skin chemistry that it doesn't work on, because I really want this perfume to succeed for the reasons I mentioned earlier. Let's see more houses making interesting, you know, and bold design of perfumes that we can fall in love with. So that's my take on Hermès H24. A good perfume that smells nice, that you may really enjoy. I think it's okay, and I'm quite happy to have it in my collection, but I'm not sure where I'm going to wear it, or when I'm going to wear it, in all honesty. So there you have it. That's my take on Hermès H24. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, obviously leave them below, or hit us up on Instagram, where I lurk, and I will be more than happy to, you know, to give you any further information that you may have. But listen, thank you very much for your time. Always a pleasure. See you on the next video. Cheers, thanks, and bye.